Hi friends, welcome back. My name's Vicki-Lynne and this is Cooking Vegan with Vicki. So glad you joined me today. If you're new to my channel, thank you for coming. If you're coming back, thank you even more. I hope you're enjoying these. If you are, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell icon so you know every time I upload a new video. So today, and again, if you've been here before, you know this is a vegan cooking channel. I also do some budget-friendly recipes, some what I eat in a day, and some grocery hauls. So if that kind of interests you, then you're in the right place. So what I'm going to do today is, I know I've alluded in a few of my past videos about Pico de Gallo, which is a delicious condiment. It's sort of like a raw salsa is how I kind of put it, being from Canada. And this is a super simple recipe. So we're gonna start, just takes a few basic ingredients, but it adds flavor bar none. So you can add this on top of your tofu scrambles. Obviously with chips, you can make nachos with it. You can add it to anything to add a little extra flavor. So we're gonna start with the tomatoes. I am using a serrated knife. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half, and we want to make sure that there's not a lot of juice in it, because we don't want our Pico de Gallo to be liquidy. So this one seems to be fine. It's more meaty. And I do use Roma tomatoes. Now you could use the beefsteak tomatoes or other tomatoes, and you do want to do a fine dice on this, okay? You can use other tomatoes. Just make sure you squeeze out all the juices, because it's just going to make your pico very runny, very watery. And we want to actually intensify the flavors, not make them watery. So I'm just going to take out that core. And again, this is so super simple. This is actually really good too on vegan hot dogs. You can actually use it as a condiment on, your burgers. Vegan burgers, of course. But there's a ton of places that you could use this, but this is great just for a quick little snack with a couple of tortillas. Sometimes that happens. If we get home late, we'll just have a little bit of pico and some chips just to hold us over till we make supper. And if anybody else has any great ideas, recipes, you have any questions, anything that I can try to answer for you regarding quick and easy recipes that are vegan, or if you're just starting to be vegan and you have any questions, just send a message. You can also send me a messenger message if you want, if you don't want to put it on the YouTube channel. Totally understandable. And again, nobody is perfect. I do not claim to be perfect. I'm not a perfect vegan. I do my very best to be. I'm, slowly moving into all my other products being vegan. And again, it's a process. I don't know a lot of people who just all of a sudden one day just was perfect. Doesn't happen. This is real life, and we're all just trying to do the best we can. But this is great, especially if you have a garden and you have a lot of tomatoes going on. Then this would be the time to use them. And these tomatoes have been super meaty, as you can see. So there's not a lot of juice. A lot of times there is a lot of juice. And again, I would just squeeze it out and then chop it up. Now the serrated knife makes it easier on the tomato skin. Let me move that tomato so you can see. The next thing we're going to do is our onion. I'm using a white onion. You could use any other onion. Usually a white or a sweet onion works better in this recipe. But in a pinch, you can use a cooking onion. And it just depends on how much onion you want. So again, like a lot of my recipes, there's not really a measurement here. So I'm using, what did I use? 3 tomatoes, 3 large Roma tomatoes. Okay, just get that off. Now, I don't like a lot of onion, so I think I'm going to do probably like a half an onion or maybe a little less. And once you start tossing it in with your jalapeno and your cilantro, and that's it. And we're going to use some fresh lime juice. But once you start tossing it, you'll look and you obviously taste. And also, this is always better to sit for a little bit before you eat it, because you want the flavors to meld together. And you know what? And if you're one of those people who do not like cilantro, I know a few people like that who do not like cilantro, and for some people it does taste soapy. It just happens to be something in them. You can leave it out. You could even add a little bit of parsley if you wanted that green. Obviously not going to be exactly the same as Pico de Gallo, but you do what works for you. Okay, now we're going to get to the jalapeno. Now, I don't like it super spicy. I'm trying to figure out how much I should put in here. My husband loves it very spicy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these seeds. So the heat is in the seeds and the membrane. So if you do not like the heat, just take the seeds and the membranes out as best as you can, and then it shouldn't be as hot for you. Oh, jalapeno in the eye. Okay, think I'm gonna live. And that burns. And yes, I had to stop the camera. Yes, that burns. But we are gonna soldier on here. The other great, it's easier to cut the jalapeno facing up because you have the rougher side, but also is where the juice is. So sometimes if you cut it this way, it's probably better because you're not going to get juice flying up in your face as much as the other way. See how we all learn every day? All right. Okay. All right, so now the jalapeno is all done, and we're gonna move on to the cilantro. I do like cilantro, so. And again, we're just chopping up the cilantro finely. Doesn't have to be super fine. Just so that it'll mix in nicely with the okay. So we almost have Pico de Gallo now. How simple was that? This is really good tailgating. You make a big thing of Pico de Gallo, some nachos if you're barbecuing or you're tailgating. Put it on your hot dogs, saving you from having to bring a whole bunch of stuff. And now we're just going to add some lime juice to this. We're going to start with 1 lime first. And we just want the lime, 1 for the flavor and 2 to help incorporate the flavors. So now I like my Pico de Gallo, again, get it back in there. I like it with a little less onion, and again, everybody is different. All right. How we always have our tortilla chips around. So yes, it needs to sit, but I just kind of want to make sure that there's enough jalapeno in here. Let's to get everything in here. Oh, goodness. That is perfect. Just enough heat. Yep, there's a lot of heat. It's actually perfect. So now we're just gonna put a lid on this, put it in the fridge, let the flavors melt, and it'll be good to go. Hope you've enjoyed this recipe. This is something you do absolutely have to try. It doesn't matter where you live. This is a go-to recipe. And thanks for joining me. And again, if you're enjoying these recipes, want some more, if there's anything you do want me to make, leave me a comment below and I'll do my best to get a video ready for you. Thanks again. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with your friends and family.